Denver Broncos quarterback Bo Nix is set to miss about 12 weeks after undergoing surgery on his broken right ankle, a serious injury that will sideline him well beyond the remainder of the 2025-26 NFL postseason. The procedure, performed last week to repair the fracture, was reported to be successful, but the recovery timeline means Nix won't be cleared for on-field activity until roughly 3 months from now, effectively ruling him out for the AFC Championship game and any potential Super Bowl appearance this season. ESPN.com+1. The injury occurred during the Broncos' dramatic 33-30 overtime victory over the Buffalo Bills in the divisional round. Nix, who had played a pivotal role in the comeback with 26 completions for 279 yards and 3 touchdowns, suffered the fracture on a play late in overtime. Even after the injury, he stayed in the game long enough to throw a pass that drew a key pass interference flag before Denver kicked the game-winning field goal. Medical imaging confirmed the ankle fracture, and the Broncos immediately announced that he would require surgery. SI+1. According to sources familiar with the team's medical evaluation, the recovery period, not the surgery itself, is expected to be the most challenging aspect of Nix's return. As part of his rehabilitation plan, he's been instructed not to bear any weight on the injured ankle for at least 4 weeks, followed by a graded progression of physical therapy and strength work before he can return to full football activities. This cautious approach aligns with typical protocols for significant ankle fractures, which require careful management to ensure proper bone healing, restoration of joint motion, and prevention of long-term complications. ESPN.com. This latest setback adds to a history of similar injuries for Nix. He has previously suffered 2 ankle fractures during his football career, once in high school and another in college, though team sources have noted that this most recent break occurred in a different location on the bone and isn't believed to suggest a chronic vulnerability that would jeopardize his long-term career. Doctors connected to the Broncos reportedly view his prognosis as generally positive in the long term, as long as the recovery progresses without setbacks. ESPN.com. With Nix sidelined, the Broncos have turned to Jarrett Stidham to take over at quarterback. Stidham, a veteran backup who has been with the team for multiple seasons, will start in Nix's place for the AFC Championship game against the New England Patriots. Head coach Sean Payton has expressed confidence in Stidham's ability to lead the offense, though the sudden loss of Nix's dynamic playmaking, especially his mobility and ability to extend plays, represents a major adjustment for Denver's game plan. Reuters+1. From a roster management perspective, the Broncos have also made corresponding moves to support the transition. In addition to placing Nix on injured reserve due to the ankle injury, they activated center Luke Wattenberg from IR to bolster the offensive line, and elevated a couple of wide receivers from the practice squad for added depth in the receiving corps. These moves reflect Denver's broader effort to maintain competitiveness this deep into the postseason despite the absence of their starter. Mile High Report. For Nix personally, the news was understandably emotional. In a social media post after the injury, he described the experience as devastating, but also conveyed strong support for his teammates and belief in Stidham's capabilities. Teammates, including wide receiver Courtland Sutton, publicly praised Nix's leadership and character, highlighting his impact on the team's culture and success this season. Reuters. Looking ahead, the 12-week timeline suggests that Nix should be well into his rehabilitation and could participate in the Broncos' offseason program, which typically begins in late April, assuming there are no delays in his recovery. That schedule would position him to be fully healed and ready for training camp and the 2026 season, barring complications. However, the immediate focus for Denver remains navigating the playoffs without him, a challenge that shifts both tactical calculations and emotional dynamics for the team and its fan base.